Good day everyone, my name is Apple Mayandoy. For this video, I'm gonna explain my midterm project in treasury management. It's all about the government entity and private company. Government financial entity that I choose is Pag-ibig Fund. The Home Development Mutual Fund, more popularly known as a Pag-ibig Fund, is a Philippine government-owned and controlled corporation under the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development responsible for the administration of the National Savings Program and affordable shelter financing for Filipinos employed by local and foreign-based employers. As well as voluntary and self-employed members, it is offer its members short-term loan and access to housing program in the Philippines. Pag-ibig Fund was founded to answer the national need for savings program and affordable housing financing by virtue of Presidential Decree 1530, which was signed on June 11, 1978. Pag-ibig Fund was passed into law. It expanded coverage requiring mandatory membership of all employees regardless of status, which would include self-employed persons, regardless of trade, business, or occupation with an income salary of at least 1,000. It also include overseas Filipino workers and voluntary membership available to all Filipino immigrants, Filipino naturalized in other countries, and permanent Filipino resident abroad. Membership to the fund is exclusive to all Filipino citizens who are or add to be covered by the Social Security system, provided that actual membership in SSS shall not be conditioned precedent to the mandatory coverage in the fund. So let's proceed the current situation with the problem. So far, I was not able to find any anomalies in the Pag-ibig Fund. So the problem that I know in the Pag-ibig Fund is very minimal. But I asked some of the members of Pag-ibig Fund of what their experience. The first one is hard to qualify or approve in the housing loan. The second one is not pay regularly your house loan every month. Why some of the members of Pag-ibig Fund are not qualified or approved in the housing loan? I think most of the time it because of the years of membership and depending on their salary. So I will give the analysis about this. The Pag-ibig Fund housing loan program is available to all active Pag-ibig Fund members who have satisfied the following requirements. The first one is at least 24 monthly savings. Lump sum payment of required 24 months saving is allowed. The second, not more than 65 to 70 years old maturity of the date of loan application. The third, has a legal capacity to acquire and encumber real property. The fourth is a satisfactory background credit and employment business check of Pag-ibig Fund. The fifth has no outstanding Pag-ibig Fund short-term loan. And the last one is has no Pag-ibig Fund housing loan that was foreclosed, canceled, bought back to the default. And before that, a Pag-ibig housing loan application isn't as easy as it sounds. Though neither is getting approval for the loan, it will take so much of your time, energy, and even money to comply with all the eligibility and documentary requirements. A Pag-ibig housing loan approval, as well as the amount to be loaned, will depend on the borrower's capacity to pay, requested loan amount, actual need, and loan-to-value ratio. To evaluate them, Pag-ibig conducts background, employment, and credit checks. So I will suggest the important things to do to increase your chance of getting approved for the Pag-ibig housing loan. So the first one is to settle and overdue Pag-ibig loan payment. The second one is keep a stable source of income. Pag-ibig will check your employment history to assess if you're financially stable enough to handle all your monthly mortgage. Your employment tenure proves your income stability. Ideally, you have steady income source for at least 2 years. The longer you stay with your employer, the better. So, you're better off sticking with your current job if you'll apply for a Pag-ibig housing loan soon. The third, make a higher down payment. Before you apply for housing loan, save up enough money for the equity or down payment. which is at least 20% of a property's value. You can pay a larger amount to lower your loan-to-value ratio, monthly mortgage, interest rate, and loan term, raising your chance of Pag-ibig Housing Loan. The last one is attend a Pag-ibig Housing Loan Program orientation. It's a free seminar to orient anyone who interested in applying for a Pag-ibig Housing Loan. Make time to attend the Housing Loan Program orientation because it's a great opportunity to learn everything about the Pag-ibig Housing Loan straight from insider. You can get an instant response to your questions and concerns. About the second is not pay regularly your house loan every month, there's the penalty of 1/20 of 1% of any unpaid amount shall be charged to the borrower for every day of delay. Possible non-payment of your monthly amortization for 3 months, your account will already be tagged as a foreclosed. So, the house loan, it will post it again in their site for bidding. Pag-ibig Fund is very particular when it comes to collect the contribution. Let's proceed in the private company. So, I choose Meralco. The Manila Electric Company or Meralco is a Philippine largest distributor of electrical power. The company holds the power distributions franchise for some 22 cities and 89 municipalities, including the capital city of Manila. The Meralco is an acronym for Manila Electric Railroad and Light Company, which was the company's original name until 1919. La Electricista was the first electric company to provide electricity to Manila towards the close of the Spanish era. La Electricista had built a central power plant on Calle San Sebastian. Now, it is a Higaldo Street in Quiapo, Manila. On January 17, 1895, its street lights were turned on for the first time, and by 1903, it had about 3,000 electric lights customers. Current situation and problem. Meralco high electricity bills for the month of May. Analysis and solution. Meralco explained the high electricity bill for the month of May. The Manila Electric Company addressed the bill shock experienced by its customer following online complaints from residents over the high electricity bill they received this month. Meralco said electricity bills sent to the consumer were fairly calculated, with meter reading activities remaining accurate and transparent. It said that electricity bill received in May may be significantly steeper compared to those from the past month. The electric service provider said that March and April bills were estimated based on the average daily consumption from December 2019, January 2020, and February 2020, when customers typically consume less electricity as the weather was significantly cooler. Meralco spokesperson Joe pointed out that the fact everyone is home due to the enhanced community quarantine enforced in parts of the country may have led to increased consumption. He added that the scorching heat has also led to higher use of cooling devices such as fan and air conditioners. The May bill is a result of actual kilowatt per hour consumption from the current meter reading, with adjustment already reflected from the previous estimated consumption. This total, which is already based on the true and actual readings, is what customers actually see in the May bill. That is why you may notice a rise in the total amount due. And also said that hindi naman kami walang puso na we will disconnect at the time na alam naman natin na kailangan ng customer namin ang serbisyo ng kuryente. And also, according to the article post published by Meralco, the probable reason behind the surge in billings our prolonged stay at home at electricity usage over quarantine. We know that at the time of ECQ, all of us were not able to go outside because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And Meralco always tell to us the reason why we have a high bill is because of the increased consumption during ECQ. More people are at home, so many appliances are switched on the most of the time, especially fan and air cons. Home which have air cons would use 4 to 8 hours per day before the ECQ, and maybe using it for 12 to 24 hours per day in ECQ. There is also increased use of the TV, washing machine, computer, game console, etc., refrigerator that are full and open more frequently will also increase consumption. The next is the high heat index and temperature that will increase consumption. When the high heat index or temperature outside is high, the appliances with compressors like air conditioners and refrigerators work harder. So even if you use it for the same duration, your consumption will be higher. The Meralco solution about this, based on the same advisory posted, current bills can be paid installment for 4 or 6 months depending on your February consumption at zero interest. For the customer who receive bills with bill date May 1 to 22, to help ease your financial burden and prevent bills from piling up, unpaid balances from bills due March 1 to May 31, 2020 will be converted for monthly installments in accordance with the ERC advisories of April 15, May 5, May 22, 2020 and Meralco's own advisories. The first installment amount will be due on June 15 at the earliest and every 15th of the month for the next 4 to 6 months. You will receive a separate bill every month that reflects only the installment amount due. Please note that your regular bill for the month is not included in the installment plan and need to be paid in full following the due date reflected in the said regular bill. The first installment bill will be delivered starting June 2 and June 6. And here's the bill amount example for Group 1, who got 200 kilowatt per hour and below. Here's an example of the group payment schedule for regular and installment bills. So what I said before, the bills can be paid installment for 4 or 6 months and we will receive separate bill every month. Take note that the regular bill for the month is not included in the installment plan. That's all.